I went on and I had the ring light, but it was still so dark because now apparently it's dark at 6 o'clock, which came out of nowhere. So anyway, I was having to, we're backlit tonight. So hopefully there's no issue. I'm like on a halo. How are you guys doing tonight? Hope you're having a great week so far. Here we are, another week, another Facebook Live with yours truly. This week we are talking all about cholesterol, and I actually wanted to talk about this because there's a lot of misconceptions about cholesterol. Actually, everybody who answered in the thing, I loved everything that you guys had to say. Oh, I forgot. I brought these over because I wanted to show you before we talk about cholesterol. I made these pumpkin cookies. They're not perfect shaped, but they're really good. And they're not too sweet, so there's no sugar or artificial sweeteners in them. I mean, there's chocolate chips, but other than that, the recipe will be coming out on my Instagram and Facebook page probably within the next week. So keep an eye on that because they're really good, perfect for this season. But anyway, so I wanted to show you that first. So anyway, cholesterol, let's talk about it. Gotta get the chocolate out of my teeth. Is that better? You can see my eyes now. You can see my eyes and my pimples. All right, so what is cholesterol? We have a lot of we hear the word cholesterol a lot in the media and in marketing. Gotta lower your cholesterol. Okay, so what the heck is cholesterol? Cholesterol is a substance in your blood that's kind of waxy, kind of fatty. And what it does is it helps to build cell membranes and it helps to create hormones, which we all need hormones for a lot of different things. Cell membranes, hormones, and in the absorption of vitamin D. So we need cholesterol. That's a misconception, right? Like we kind of think, oh, cholesterol is so bad. We need cholesterol, but we need good cholesterol. And that was something that you guys touched on in our discussion question yesterday. So there are two kinds of cholesterol. We've got our good cholesterol, which is HDL, which stands for high density lipoprotein. And we have LDL, low density lipoprotein. LDL is the bad, or the one that we want to have low. So that's how we remember it. The LDL is the bad one. We want to keep that low. If you have your labs done or you're looking at your labs and you're trying to figure out the numbers, the LDL we want to have below 70 milligrams per deciliter. So when you're looking at your labs, that number, we want it to be under 70. So LDL, we want to have it low. HDL, the high density lipoprotein, the good cholesterol, we want to have above 50 milligrams per deciliter, okay? So that is the one that we want to try to raise. Now, there is that misconception about dietary cholesterol. So dietary cholesterol is the cholesterol that you get through your diet. However, dietary cholesterol does not have as big of an impact on your blood cholesterol as does saturated fat. So saturated fat is actually what we want to try to lower and limit in order to bring down your cholesterol in your blood. So the saturated fat is the unhealthy fat. You can think of saturated fat basically from two main categories. We have animal products. So any fat that you get that's from an animal product is going to be saturated fat. For example, if you're having some sort of meat and you can see fat on there, that's going to be saturated fat. If you're having dairy and it's whole fat dairy, that fat is going to be saturated fat. The other category is if it's solid at room temperature. So butter, bacon grease, lard, coconut oil. All of these are examples of saturated fat, which are the unhealthy fats that we want to limit because they increase your bad cholesterol in the blood. Why do we want to limit why do we want to lower LDL or the bad cholesterol? It's because LDL, too much LDL in your blood, can cause a buildup of plaque, which is basically all of those cholesterol molecules sticking together and creating a block in your arteries. So we want to avoid that because that can cause heart attack, stroke, all of these heart complications that we want to avoid. We don't want to have plaque buildup. We don't want to have these complications. Okay? So, limit saturated fat in order to lower your bad cholesterol. Also, exercise. Exercise does actually help to lower cholesterol. And smoking. So if you're smoking, that can be another cause of having high cholesterol. The other one, which is out of our control, unfortunately, is your genetics. And actually there can be a big correlation between your cholesterol levels and your genetics. So it is hereditary. If you have a family history of high cholesterol, then likely you will experience high cholesterol. And so, of course, we want to focus on what we can control, which is our nutrition and our exercise and our habits. But sometimes we're doing everything that we can, and maybe it's just related to your high cholesterol, may just be related to a family history, your genetics, and the hereditary component. So in that case, there isn't much, if you're doing everything that you can, there isn't much else that you can do besides take medication to help lower your cholesterol, okay? So that's your big takeaway here, is that I want you to know that you don't have to look at the cholesterol line on a nutrition facts label as much as I want you to look at the saturated fat line. If you are tracking your food, tracking your macros, you want to try to keep your saturated fat to be less than, for the general population, it's less than 10% of your total calories coming from saturated fat. However, if you already have some sort of heart condition, already have high cholesterol, then I want that to be less than 7% of your total calories coming from saturated fat. Okay? Feel good about that? We can also raise your good cholesterol, your HDL, by eating unsaturated, healthy fatty acids, which are going to be our unsaturated fats like avocados, nuts and seeds, olive oil, fatty fish, all that good stuff. Okay? So, if you have any questions about cholesterol, about what to do to help lower your bad cholesterol, let me know. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for understanding of me needing to push back the time. And I will talk to you guys later.